I knew Patt McAfee was going to talk about our game. And listen. It's okay to be frustrated with the fact, and I've been very vocal about it. Our play call in week 1, how the game went, how our offense played, right? It's okay to be frustrated with that. But I think there are so many overreactions over that week 1 game. It sucks that we lost, and it's awful. This is not the end of the season, guys. I want to start this video off by saying, again, I'll say it a million times. Just because we lost does not mean the season's over. We will be fine. This is one of 22 weeks we'll be playing this season. And we're going to finish it off winning the Super Bowl. I still think we're going 13-4, and I still think we're going to take this division and this conference. So just keep that in mind, guys. But I knew Patt McAfee was going to talk about it because, yeah. Let's go ahead and go into it. So this is the tweet, the first tweet that he posted here. Well, this is somebody posted this, and he talks about this tweet. And let's just read this tweet out loud. That's awful, that sentence, by the way, because I have speech impediment. So R's and W's absolutely destroy me. I don't want to overreact, but the Bengals are dead. Sell the team. Burrow gets paid and forgets how to play football. Overthrows T. Higgins 8 times. Can't move the ball into the red zone. Once. It was a great NFL season. See y'all. Okay, see y'all. Bye. Bye, Nate Hunter. Goodbye. Have a great day. Like, we don't need you, bro. We don't need you. Listen, again, I'll say this a million times. Weather conditions affected the ball. You saw Burrow. He had to put on a glove. He couldn't grip the football. It's not like if it was just Burrow who had problems throwing the football in that game and there wasn't problems with the other side, right? The other side, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson missed 9 or 10 passes in that game. Wide open passes he missed because of the weather. He couldn't grip the football. Neither could Joe Burrow. So to say that it's just one side is absolutely disgusting. It was both sides could not throw the football correctly. He overthrew it 8 times to T. Higgins. First off, like 7 of them was just simply like a one-on-one deep ball down the field where T was just literally glued coverage because they have a good secondary. So most of those overthrows, quote unquote, was literally just T. Higgins was not open. And then the one that it was overthrown in the end zone, which was a wide open touchdown, he got hit as he threw the ball. Like he got slammed as he threw it. And yeah, he didn't play the preseason. Yeah, he didn't play any of the, training camp. And I'll admit I was wrong, and I thought that he could play without any of that. He can't. He needs to get in rhythm. And that hurt him. The calf strain hurt him. He couldn't move around with the calf strain because of, again, it was limiting his movement. And the way Joe plays the best is he moves around the pocket. He moves up. He moves down. He moves out of the pocket to make plays, and he couldn't do it. And again, like I said many times, 1 week does not define you. We played awful. We lost. We lost to Cleveland. The AFC North opponent. A very, very good AFC North opponent. We lost to them, but that doesn't change anything. We have Baltimore next. Then we have the Titans. Then we have the Cards. Then we have the Seahawks. Then we have a bye week. This does not do anything but put a dent in the past to our beautiful future. Let's go ahead and listen up what Patt McAfee has to say, because I'm sure he's going to say some nonsense. Alright, I gotta do this. Joe, they don't take down my video. And let's get right into it, boys. Let's go.
At Nady Hunter. You think they call him Nasty Natty or?
Yeah, Natty. That guy is wild.
Natty Hunter. I don't want to overreact, but the Bengals are dead. Sell the team. Burrow gets paid and forgets how to play football. Overthrows T. Higgins 8 times. Can't move the ball in the red zone. It was a great NFL season. See you next year, says Nady Hunter, who's a Bengals fan. AJ, you feel the same way, huh?
I do not feel this way, but there are plenty of people that will overreact and feel this way after one game, especially the first game of the season. I tend to enjoy the positive overreactions, like about Anthony Richardson, the one previous to this, more than the super negative overreaction.
Agree. I love a good optimism, but these overreactions sometimes so negative, kind of entertaining.
A little bit.
The thought, though, that the Bengals maybe have forgotten to play football is certainly one that we have to chat about. But also, Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. He's going to figure it out. Or is he? Now he's got this big pocket. Darius?
I'm on the same page with AJ. He'll bounce back. 16 games left. shitty weather out there. No excuses, no explanation, but he'll figure it out. Rusty, no offseason, no preseason really, but he'll definitely figure it out, especially those weapons.
And again, yes, Joe will figure it out. And again, I think a little bit was also the play calling. I will say a million times, the play calling definitely was a problem. We had a very vanilla offense, and we didn't open up the playbook. I think we open up the playbook moving forward will be absolutely fine. And we also run the ball. Run the damn football. It's not hard to do. Run the football, get the running back going, get the plays going. I mean, come on now.
So the Browns said that they never really blitzed him in the past. But now that he had a calf, they decided to bring it. It worked. There was a couple plays. Myles Garrett looked like he was pretty comfortable on the football field.
That looked fun.
He's lined up over the center doing fake basketball moves. I almost brought it up to Stephen A. He's just dicking around on the football. Huh?
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. And this is something that even our offense coordinator, Brian Callahan, talked about, how it was very, very difficult. Because this doesn't happen. There's not many times in history Myles Garrett history, that he has been used in different positions like this. Usually he's always on the edge. But in this game, he was at the linebacker position. He was on the left, the right, the middle. He was everywhere. And this type of play right here is a good example of that. So what he's doing here is he's lined up at the linebacker position. You can see if you look at the defensive line, look at that line right in front of Myles Garrett, right? You see how every single defensive lineman is in front of him, in front of that line? That's because Myles Garrett is lined up at the linebacker position. Now, the problem with this is Teddy K, his responsibility is to block Myles Garrett if he blitzes. But again, you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to do a bluff blitz? Is he going to, step back and run backwards? Is he going to go in coverage? You don't know. So what he ended up doing here is once the ball gets hiked, Myles Garrett ends up just walking forward like he's going to blitz, but then he could drop back, and then he just runs full speed at Burrow, which again, Teddy K was not ready for because he didn't know what was going to happen. What's going on? What is this? So, again, like I said, it's not easy. And again, shout out to Jim Schwartz and shout out to Myles Garrett for that, because it just goes to show how great of a player he is, and also how great of a team they are. But it is what it is. We're gonna have to play T.J. Watt twice a year. We're gonna have to play Myles Garrett twice a year. It is what it is.
A huge one on a fourth down later. Yeah, they looked good under the new DC. Old Jimmy Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz. Schwartz is legit. He doesn't mess around. I like what he does.
He'll bring some accountability. He almost fought a coach.
Yeah. You already got that 5 down look, so that center knows, shit, I'm probably going to be one-on-one with this guy. And they already hate that with great pass rush. You saw it a bunch with Dallas putting Micah kind of over the guards or over the centers. You look up, you look back under, through your legs at the quarterback, look back up. That's got to be.
And Myles Garrett's just dancing. It's like, this guy's confident. All right, that's good.
Don't you hear, Pat, guys, the old cliche, get the quarterback off the spot, which means make him move. Don't let him just take a 3-5 step drop, hit his back foot, and let that thing fly. With Joe Burrow, obviously his calf, we saw him. He continued to stretch it and use a band on the sidelines. He kept trying to keep it going. Of course, they want him to move as much as possible, even if it's just subtle movements here and there. Make him move, make him not feel comfortable, especially with that calf still hanging around, which worries me a little bit that it's still hanging around. That was almost like the first day of camp it happened.
And last week he said, we got to watch these things and coach will monitor. Like Joey Burrow was speaking about it as if it was still a thing that we need to think about, because to your point, with how long it had been since he had played, a deal getting done that makes him the highest paid player of all time. Yep. Zach Taylor, the way he's handled it, I've kind of just threw it to the side. Like, this is not a real thing. Yeah. He's going to be okay. Apparently it is real, and the Browns utilized it to their advantage.
Do we know, is Joe Burrow 100% healthy? Was that just a tough game in the rain, a little bit of rust from not practicing during the preseason, Jim Schwartz coming over as the Browns DC? What happened yesterday with the Bengals offense?
How about all those things, right? If you look at his record in Cleveland, it has not been good. He's played poorly there. It's been one spot. You get a new defensive coordinator in there who's going to be really aggressive against him and challenge him to run, when his calf definitely is better, but it's not fully functional. And so you combine all those factors together, and he doesn't really go through training camp. Now, that's not unusual for Joe Burrow. He didn't go through training camp his first year due to COVID. He didn't go through training camp his second year due to rehabbing the torn ACL. He didn't go through training camp last year due to the appendectomy. Now this year, obviously had the calf early in camp, didn't go through camp. And if you look back, he struggled early on, and then he lights it up. The guy's a total stud. He'll bounce back, but that was a day that the Bengals would rather forget.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it is what it is. Definitely, the calf strain was a problem, and I don't know why McAfee is saying like that he thought 100% was going to go away. I don't think injuries like that ever truly go away right away, especially not because that type of injury, even though it's grade 1, can still linger for around a month or two. So it is what it is. And they definitely, it slowed him down. It slowed down his mobility. He wasn't able to move around the pocket. He wasn't able to extend plays. And the weather, plus the fact we suck at playing in Cleveland, I mean, it was like the perfect storm of everything could go wrong, went wrong. I mean, Orlando Brown was getting beat on some plays. We saw Jonah Williams getting destroyed on some plays. They have a great defensive line, new defense coordinator. Like, listen, all I gotta say is I think the best way to handle what happened was put it behind us, keep moving forward, and, focus on the next game up. Because I know, it's hard to do that sometimes because you want to be like, oh my gosh, this happened. And any fan that wants to leave Houday Nation because of one loss to a team that we haven't beaten since 2017 in Cleveland, have a good day. Have a great day. Go do whatever you want to do. Go be a fan of another team. But at the end of the day, this does not define us. We will be fine. We will fight back. We will play the Ratbirds next week, and we will be okay. This is also another reason. If you watch my, you go back and watch my preview game when I previewed this game, the Browns Bengals. I even said in that video, I said I'm not going to trash talk. I'm not going to trash talk the Browns in this game. I'm not trash talking them at all because I said this is a game that you never know the outcome of. This game is going to be very tight. This game's going to be tough. And I said I'm not trash talking them because I knew this could happen, right? This is always a possibility playing in Cleveland. But we'll be fine, guys. I promise we'll be fine. We'll get back up. We'll get back to work. And next week and the weeks after that, when the weather is good too, we'll be even better. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.